I hear myself back. Wait, I didn't realize we were actually ready to go. So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Krefeld Battlegrounds. What a terrible way to start this stream. But hey, if it wasn't for a few errors, what would it be? We have TMT versus TSB, and we are rocking and rolling on Supply Depot, as we have TMT leading the way, and we're gonna have to take a. Oh, I'm gonna have to take a momentary break because I have the Shoutcast coming back to me in my ears on Skype. So I might have to mute this audio because I can't hear anything. Speaker. If I just turn this off. Hold on, that might be another trick. Okay, we are ready to go with Mouse on the TMT side as he charges out and self-kills, and the TMT side set themselves up lineups for you if you're just joining us and haven't been following the tournament. TMT, a little bit of a old school all-star lineup. In fact, across both teams there are a lot of famous faces, and TSB will attack in vain. On that TMT side we have Squiz, Mouse, Matthias, Cherry, Xylos, and Ross facing up on TSB. H2O, What, Abj, we're going to go with Abj, Blood, Dialer, and We Are Durko. If anyone wants to correct my pronunciation on Abj, you're more than welcome to help me. Anyway, here we go with Squiz leading the charge on the bottom. He has the unenviable task of taking on H2O and Friend. I'm not sure who that was down there who was with him, but the pair of them come forward, and no way through for the H2O side. Sorry, for the TSB side, and TMT have lined up quite effectively in these opening 2 minutes. Let's see as they self-kill out and push up and get some frags whether TSB have anything to offer for themselves. Dial H2O and Abj will lead that charge in as they'll pick themselves up 2 unanswered frags, make that 3. Russ, though, with the double. Russ and his landmines follow up. And in fact, Russ got lost 5 kills for TMT, and TMT able to hold on strong. But you feel this TSB attack is starting to make headway. Dynamite goes down. Xylos is going to get picked off by Blood before he can put off that rifle nade, and the Dynamite does go down. What do TSB have to offer in sense of a defense? They do have Xylos. And the grenade goes in too little too late. And Matthias, in fact, threw his way in the way of that grenade and saved dear Ross. And it will clear up. Now we have Xylos coming through once again. Sorry, Ross, in fact, pushing out once again. He will landmine out and self-kill. You would think. Yes, he will. And the TSB side will lie in wait for them. Now TSB coming down once again. You feel that might have been their big opportunity. Spawn time's kind of reset in favor of TMT now, so TSB's good chance has passed, and the TMT side now push out. They will self-kill in 10 seconds, and they'll have to hold these TSB players back. And they just need to wait, TSB now. Let that self-kill range come in. Their spawn time's actually lined up now. We Are Durko has a chance to go in. H2O will push in. And if they get some kills, they're going to be out for a long time. But TSB themselves are going to miss their spawn time. Big convergence here on the bottom. It's going to be Mouse who will avenge one, getting the frag onto H2O, and follows up with the Luger frag onto We Are Durko. And they will have the freedom of the field will TMT right now as they push out. And they will self-kill in just a second. Let's see. TMT reset. TSB will be incredibly frustrated by that defuse. That was their big opportunity to get past this first stage in, just a few minutes. Now they're already set down. Now we've already been on this first stage for about 4 minutes or so, and you're already prevented from a good time. As we'll see whether they're able to go through. What picks himself up a frag with the landmine from Ross comes in, follows up with the MP40, and now we'll see Abj pushing down, and Miles and Matthias help themselves to frags apiece, and they'll go in, and it'll be Ross to claim one more. So, 10:15 on the clock. You'll find myself with the habit of always reading the clock in ET casts, as old habits die hard, just in case anyone ever was trying to sync up with ETTV. And we'll move on. 129 people watching this online. 3 million people in stadiums around the world have gathered as well. So not too shabby for ET, which still has life in the old girl's legs just yet. Oh. Reyes points out that I turned my camera off. I forgot that. But we'll leave the camera off for this one anyway. No one needs to see my ugly mug. Weirdirko and What both pick themselves up a frag. And TMT looking good. TSB just not really able to get past this defense. They've had that one big opportunity. But right now, you can see that Ross and Xylos really ruling the roost. Nades coming flying down as soon as TSB come out of those tunnels or move any further along. Now you've got 4 pushing from TSB, but as the nades come down, they'll get nowhere too. TSB self-kill should come in now. In fact, What misses his self-kill. He has to drop back and regroup with the posse, but there's an FFE coming in as well, and you'll see TMT self-kill themselves. And, well, they've lost 3 people right as that TMT self-kill comes out. The Cherry's artillery and a handful of grenades got them cost that assault, and TSB seem a tad stuck. Abj will go in and get himself into the action. We'll now have Cherry push in. Self-kills coming in from the TMT side, and Squiz is ruling the roost. And it doesn't matter what generation of ET you're playing, if you're going up against Mouse and Squiz and Xylos and so on, like, that is a fearful lineup, whether it's 2005 or 2017. And we have Dialer pushing in. They do get that truck further down, but that's of little avail to them right now. In fact, that'll more play into the TMT side. Fire for FX go in, and TSB have a real mountain to climb now. 8 minutes played, and TSB with really just that one opportunity. You can see that in Blood's attempt to try and get that revive, you can see that really encapsulates the struggle that they've had. Every time they try to push out, they've been met by a wall of an Axis assault. And Blood will go through. Gets himself the frag onto Xylos. Now, we'll move in. Can't even see any of the TMT players right now. H2O leads that charge in. Blood is there as well. Mouse will push forward. Tyler and Weirdirko come in, but Weirdirko's immediately struck down by a grenade, and then followed up by 2 Axis players who get through. What trying to throw his body up towards that flag. It's Abj that'll get it, and this is the opportunity for TSB if Abj can hold it, which it looks like he will. And the Axis have fallen back, and, well, some 8 or so minutes in, TSB have taken this first stage. And we'll see whether they can. Push through. So, what will go in? I'm just going to. Let's see if we can just ask Chosen to see whether you can work on the echo back, because I don't like hearing my voice at the best of times. I don't know why you guys are listening, but I'm gonna get right back in my ear. Right, first stage is complete. TSB still with an opportunity to push in here, and. The TSB side have a fully armed and dangerous TMT to go up against. As soon as those 2 walls blow, Xylos will rain in the grenades. There it is, fires across. Weirdirko smart to the attack, and TSB self-kill after a few grenades of their own pushed out. You see the smokes of the FFEs ready to line up for TSB, and Truck gently makes its way up the hill. And now TSB have their moment, and see whether they can move over towards that command post. Mouse with a double MP40 frag. Cherry follows him with one of his own, and TMT racking up frag after frag as this allied assault comes to naught. And just Dialer and Blood's flag amid a wall of TMT frags. And the allies push and push, but get nowhere fast. And we'll see. Xylos will cover the tunnel as the TSB side begin to make their way over towards that command post. Blood will go down, got himself isolated there. Cherry, Squiz, 2 frags apiece, and TMT help themselves as TSB have a respawn and push in. Blood will make his way forward. FFE isolating Blood from the rest of it, and Weird Urko's rifle they claims 2, but Mouse's grenade equals out. Allies now make their way down the tunnel. They have an opening here as they're getting picked off by that rifle from, what was it, K43 from Xylos on the wall. They have got Mouse to contend with as they make their way over towards the command post. It's in fact just Mouse to contend with. Here come the allies. Mouse waiting for his moment, looks for the covert ops, and in the end, Mouse, who can do many things, could not take on those 5. Weird Urko makes his way down towards the gate. There is a yellow dynamite there. It is a dynamite belonging to what? Who will be obliterated by those 2 grenades that come in. Where did Weird Urko go? He was in the vicinity, but he dodged back to get the command post. The allies now have that second spawn. Absh and Dialer help themselves to 3 frags between the 2 of them. Dialer makes it 4. That's a hat trick of frags for him. Matthias now goes in the 4 minutes remain. Matthias will guard the tunnels and somehow escape with his life. Dialer will be kicking himself for that one, but there was his buddy Absh to help him out. And you feel like we are running out of time here as TMT, their mid-stage, didn't really do a great deal, but was enough for them to push us into like what will be close to garbage time. 3:33 on the clock. Dynamite's been yellow, I think, twice, but never quite made it through, and Dialer will make the leap. He saw a escaping Mouse, and then it was realizing there was an Axis respawn coming on his 6. He got out of there. Mouse now will rain down a few shots to those escaping from the command post. It will have Dynamite yellow on the hole over there as it'll be Mouse to push through, try and stop reinforcements coming in the shape of Blood. Over goes the nade. Dynamite goes down on the East Depot wall. Now Weird Urko moves in. Weird Urko getting picked off as Blood will avenge. Weird Urko needs help. He's got one to shake. They're the 2 engineers, and they do eventually get that Dynamite. Will they be able to defend it, though? In goes Xylos. 2 medics on Xylos. He will get it, and there is no one to stop Xylos. Oh, yes! He has been stopped and been gibbed, and now it's a bloodbath down there. In comes Ross. Ross will get the revive, and with that revive should get the defuse. Weird Urko and his knife will finish off the job, and the East Depot will close. So we have a moment here to go. 2:25. Allies have just a whisker of an opportunity to push forward through this final stage and get the gold in the back of that truck. Momentary. They cannot afford a missed attack now if they're to set a time. It'll be Ash to push in. Matches down, but we'll get a revive from Cherry. One final roll of the dice for TSB here as Cherry will get picked off by Dialer, and now Dialer moves in, hunting for more. He spies Xylos the Italian. What above is looking for him in this multinational TMT side, all the way from Wales down to Italy. Hold on firm in their almost final stage defense. 140 left to go, and H2O will lead the assault for TSB, and they have got a player sneaking through as they push in. Matthias will be there, and it is who's looking to build the crane controls. Has anyone got those? Has anyone got that truck into position? The answer is no. You're going to have a full TSB assault, and What is going to try and hold on to those crane controls. He's between a rock and a hard place, waiting to hear whether runs come through. In the meantime, Xylos racks up 4 frags off camera, and What is left alone. And TMT know that you can have those crane controls all you want, but they are for naught if you cannot get the truck into position. And TSP will be fuming. That was their moment. That was their moment. And it will be a case for them. And that looks like a good game, well played. We're going to use these last 45 seconds to work out how I can kill the echo that's coming back for me. Hold on. Right. Because it is not. It is no bueno. I cannot mute the sound coming back. I can mute my microphone. I cannot mute the sound coming back from the guys. I guess if I just... Yeah, I can't turn the volume down on this call. Apologies for you guys listening to live sound checks. But there's no way to turn this off. Skype does not. Skype wants you to hear what the other person has to say. Oh well. Oh well. Just have to listen to my own voice a little bit. How are we doing, World of Enemy Territory fans? 148 of you in there, and as we were talking about earlier, I think the official number that came in from Chosen was 3 million people in stadiums spanning the globe, but you know, give or take a few, might be a few empty seats. And a few people asking, what is this game? Well, this game, if you're just watching it for the first time, you're a little late. But this is the grandfather. For every Overwatch you see come along, you have to watch and think, actually, ET did it better. It's like they overcomplicate the simplicity of just brilliant class-based FPS, team-based class FPS. Enemy Territory has what no game has ever had. It has both pace and skill, and there's no need to overcompensate. There's no need to add in, oh, I can buy something to make myself better, or oh, I can change class to something that's so overpowered this week and it'll be not overpowered next week. In Enemy Territory, you didn't get to say the words overpowered. It didn't exist. Unless you're talking about Maus. Now, let's see. That was a firm TMT defense. Can TSB equal it up as we get ready to start up this? Oh, there we go. Oh, Ice Cube helped me with Ab's name. I can call him Abject. And Key or I Keys has a good point that if I just go to Sound Mixer, I can mute Skype individually. No, it won't let me. It's not showing Skype as an individual. No, Windows has disabled that feature. That's great. That's great. And away we go. We'll get back to that later. Thank you anyway. We are back and underway here with Abj, or Abject, as I've now been informed, picking up the first assault. And TSB will hold on. Now, as you rightly pointed out in chat, there's someone going on in chat about just how crucial the spawn time are in this first stage. They are vital. In Supply Depot, they are the difference between winning and losing, or the difference between hard and easy, if not quite so black and white. But TSB will push out and try and get themselves a frag or two. Now we'll see Ross having to go up against the same landmines and grenades that plagued his opponents on the last assault. What will push in? Well, it will push into position on the ground floor and wait for incoming. There we go, I'll finish that word. Frags relatively evenly distributed at the moment. Squiz and Mouse both pick themselves up one. Weirdirko gets dropped by his opposite number. That was Cherry with the Thompson. Abschluger avenges, and now Squiz is wielding the tactical nuke that is the Panzer. Let's see what he's got to offer. As the FFE comes in, there's the shot, looking to pluck someone out, and there's no one in that stairwell for him to go through. And he's in the end picked off by Dyler's artillery. Dyler helped himself to an MP40 frag as well. Ross was dropped as he tried to make a move in, and now TSB push out, getting ready for the self-kill. And they have Long way to hold here, and in fact they pushed out very aggressively, and they didn't have as long on their spawn time. This is a very risky push out here. Let's see whether the TMT side were able to do anything about it. They were able to make a lot of ground up, but they themselves have now self-killed. And pushing out on 10 when you have the Allied side right on the hill, it's a risk at the best of times, but in the end TSB were able to take it. Now, let's see whether there are any more matches is going to go in. And at TMT side, they still have a soldier rocking along. They're looking to hit one big Panzer hit to try and just clean out the Allied side. There's Cherry. You can see him looking to line up behind that rock. He's got 2 medics waiting for him. And let's see whether it works. What's he got? Here he goes! And does, in the end, get himself 1 frag. It's going to be what that goes down. TMT, though, control that console, but in the wrong way with 5 deaths, and in the end, remaining players self-kill. Absh and H2O helping themselves to frags. H2O will cover and avenge, but there's Cherry and Ross getting 4 between them. Axis self-kill and respawn. Let's see. Allies now have a chance to make up some ground. They use some bodies to clean out some landmines. Absh goes looking for Xylos, and in the end, a combination of he and Dialect get the frag and the give, and they will move in. TSB holding firm on this first stage. 3 minutes in, and looking pretty calm as they will go through. Dialect eats some of his own artillery, and we now see this TSB side ready to move in. Mouse, Xylos help themselves to a frag each, and it will be Allies now taking control of this first stage unless there's anyone left to revenge, and there isn't. The Allies capture that forward bunker, and some 3.5 minutes in, we have the first stage over. TMT have taken control, and they're looking to clean out some of those landmines to make sure they can find and not get hit by them. And they'll have dynamites down on either door. Calm before the storm as TSB line up in wait for what will come through those 2 doors. We'll see Ross making his supporting role this time to go for Xylos. Mouse will help, and the 3 of them lead the charge out. What's waiting for them on the other side? As in goes... In fact, a surprisingly low amount of spam coming in towards that TMT side as they make their way out the doors, relatively unopposed. Landmine tripped, and now the FFE will rein in as they make their way up. And 3 TSB kills, and make that 4 as Xylos goes down to the artillery in the end. Another FFE hits the hill, and you'll spy what going through. Now it will be What helping himself to frag after frag as he just rains down in. FFE's in on the hut. Squiz is down, and sorry, FFE in on the hill, not on the hut. And now we'll see TSB helping themselves to a few kills, and they have kept TMT at bay down to single-digit minutes. They're going to need to go a little longer. It's a full hold they're trying to defend right now as they take on this all-star TMT side. Dynamite is yellow in the shape of Ross, I think it is, who's down on the main gate. Will he get it? It's Squiz that's being a real nuisance in that tunnel, and there is no one there, but Squiz in the end goes down to a combination of landmine and an MP40, but the Allied side have very much cleaned out that tunnel, and now let's see whether Xylos is able to capitalize here. Xylos will put the dynamite in. He has Matthias for company, and they help themselves to the frag and gib of Dialer. 2 Axis engineers help him out. There's an Allied FFE in there that should hold it. Weird Durko is waiting to know whether he can go forward. And Weird Durko is going to make one last gasp run for it now. Has 2 Allied medics, 2 Axis medics helping him. And I don't see an Allied for love nor money. And Dynamite is defused on the depot gate. But that was enough to push TSB back. They have no one over at that command post. And that will soon become property of TMT. And they should take control of it. No covert ops for them, though, yet. And I guess that one player pushing up the tunnel, so I just moved away from, was looking for the covert ops, and in fact ended up getting just Cherry. You can hear Ross is the covert ops, and he, in fact, and Mouse will move in, and they and their Sten powers will go through. They do get the kill onto Xylos. Is there a medic nearby? No. And so Xylos is not going to be able to rebuild that for this next spawn. And in comes a support fire and a little bit of salt in Cherry's wound as he says he spent his whole life behind the corner. Not sure who's referring to there. But TSB have lost the command post, but they just under 8 minutes to hold on here. H2O gets himself a nice kill onto Squiz as well, followed up by the Gibbon. The two of them will move in. And let's see, how's that defense looking on the next stage? Not too good. Dynamite yellow. Xylos is going to get it red. And the TSB side holding on now. And they will not have wanted to have lost that next pass away. Allied command post is up, and there is no access to... Oh, there is an access to engineer going to go for it. Revives in. Abject is there. Dyla is the only man left standing who can try for that defuse. He ran away from it before the spot fire came in. But Weird Ducko goes in. Abject gets a revive on the engineer. Dyla might be able to get it. 4 seconds to go. Allies all over him. And he's not going to get that defuse. And the depot gates have been destroyed. And we will now see the Allied side push that truck forward. TSB will hold out. But you fear this is going to go all the way up to the crane controls very shortly, and TSB will be pushed all the way back. Ross picks himself up the frag onto Abj as he uses that truck for cover and is picked off by a combination of MP40 and landmine. And the Axis side set up their defense. They've 3 on either side of that truck. Mouse gets picked off. So I heard the whine of a Panther Faust lining up on Allied spawn, on Axis spawn there, but didn't see who it was. Abj just waiting up, and a clean defense from TSB as they hold on. Allied side don't quite have the East Depot wall yet. In fact, they have neither side of the wall, which they're going to look to open up now. Weird Durko and Blood help themselves to a frag each. 6 minutes and 10 seconds to go now. And I'll tell you what, TSB fans may begin to believe as the opportunity knocks for them. Matthias and Silas help themselves to kills, and it'll be Cherry who goes through, gets himself killed, but revived as it comes through. They'll get another body onto that truck, and H2O pushes in looking for the kill. Kill after kill. It's an Allied who's made its way all the way through Axis spawn there, I think. And it's Silos. It's Silos and his rifle nade who will go all the way up towards the crane controls and will construct. And, well, no sooner did I start pushing the belief that TMT were... that TSB maybe had a chance, did Xylos breach through and built the crane controls, and in goes to the back of that truck. The gold. 4 Allied players now charge through the main gate, and TMT have 5 minutes to finish this off. Allegations from Evelyn that Blood is Potty's son. I think this is something that needs investigating. Allied side have pretty much got control.
Only 5 minutes, soldier.
And for every respawn, the Axis send bodies up to the slaughter. TMT will take map number 1. They'll end up setting a time of just better than 11 minutes. And we'll go on to map 2, of which I have no idea what it is. This is the winner bracket final, though, so still plenty more to come this morning, or this evening, depending on the world you're from. It is 8 o'clock in the morning over here in San Francisco. Good games well played here for map 1. And it's 4-0. I guess maybe I missed the first map. I didn't know this was map 2, as they didn't tell me that. So this is map 2, and that's why they call it good games well played. Thank you very much. Well, I've managed to embarrass myself, but that's okay. TSB have lost 4-0 in favor of TMT, and we're going to move on to the grand final next. We'll throw it back to the guys on the couch over in Krefeld, and we'll come back for the next match in just a little bit.